Hello friends, Tiger Coward here. Have I got a treat for you today? I'm going to be reviewing Ghost Rider by Neil Peart. You're going to love this one. Stay with me for the top 5 reasons why I love this book. Hello friends, there's a new addition to the Tiger Coward Adventure Motorcycle Library. Ghost Rider by Neil Peart. Thanks to all of you who recommended this book. It was extraordinary. My executive summary is that this is a great book of recovery after unbelievable tragedies, and the story unfolds on a motorcycle tour across Canada, the United States, Mexico, and Central America. Peart describes his journey on the healing road as he reinvents himself and his life through motorcycle therapy. I will state my biases before you read any further. I grew up in South Central Ontario, and I don't think a day in my life has gone by without hearing a song from Rush. Neil Peart was the drummer and principal songwriter for Rush, Canada's most famous power rock trio. I can't count myself as a Rush fanatic, but I definitely owned a few of their records and at least one cassette. I first heard of Rush in the 1970s when my much cooler cousins, Audrey and Diana, saw them at their high school with Max Webster opening. Perhaps the coolest high school concert ever. Anyhow, Rush got much bigger than North Park Collegiate. Even though reading a book from a revered artist who's a member of the Order of Canada is personally significant, I will try and put this swooning behind me and focus on the book and why I loved it. Here are the 5 things that I most loved about this book. Number 1, the story. From the first pages of this book, I was consumed by the overwhelming losses that the author suffers and how heading out on 2 wheels was his only salvation. In its own right as a motorcycle travel book, it's very good. Combine this with the deeply significant journey in search of improved mental health, you have a book that is spellbinding. Number 2, authenticity. Neil Peart was a rock star and a legend. He could afford to travel for years on end without financial worry. And none of that matters when it comes to losing a loved one, or 2. In mourning, there are no heroes or legends, just humans, and the author shows us this through his letters to friends, family, and colleagues. This book gives us an authentic window into one man's life as he travels the roads as a prescription for health and healing. Number 3, the letters. This book is a marriage between stories told to the reader by the author and a collection of letters written by Peart to his inner circle of confidants. The letters are beautiful, moving, and brilliantly constructed. They are so good that you'll want to start writing meaningful letters yourself instead of sending just the odd email to friends. Or at least that's what it made me want to do. It also makes me wish that I had friends who would take the time or had the intellect to write me this way. Come on, dudes, pick up your game. Number 4, the writing. Our author is an artist of the highest order. He has been recognized domestically and internationally for his talents as a musician and as a lyricist. The book was even edited by Paul McCartney. If you don't know who he is, please stop listening and unfollow me. Anyhow, this artistic talent and flair is not limited to drumming or songwriting and shows itself beautifully throughout this book. It's an absolute pleasure to read. This is a book that I'm sure I will read again. Number 5. The books that Peart reads and quotes would create a fabulous library all on its own. I wonder why I don't read more about the places that I've ridden to, or conversely, why I haven't ridden to the places that I've read about. I don't know the answer to either of these questions, but Neil Peart has inspired me to do both. Finally, when I overcome my addiction to reading motorcycle adventure books, which are really human experience books, I'm going to read every book that Peart read on this multi-year odyssey. Suffice it to say that I was, and am, totally and completely enamored with Ghost Rider. I suggest that you buy a copy for yourself and one for a friend. Perhaps a friend who you know deserves a great letter, but gets a great book instead. Go forth with an open mind, and most importantly an open heart. And remember, self-care is not selfish. Thanks for hanging out till the end of the video. I truly appreciate it. Since you've watched this long, you must have liked what you saw, so please hit like. It'd be great if you could subscribe and share with your friends. I really appreciate it. I also learned from your comments. Please let me know what you liked and what you think I should do on future videos. I love you all. Good night from the center of the universe.